Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of geography. Today's topic is agriculture. As you know that agriculture is one of the most ancient economic activities of human beings. As you have already read in your history also that from the time of Neolithic age, people are mostly dependent on agriculture. They has been settled as in communities only after when they started cultivation. As you have read in your history lesson that in a Neolithic time the first ever village has been settled only when uh, they started as a farming. They started their life as a cultivator. So the agriculture is the primary economic activities which involves the raising of crops and rearing of livestock. About half of the total population of the world is directly or indirectly engaged, progressing in the manufacturing and service industries. Still, in India, more than 65% of our total population is based on agriculture. As you know that this agriculture, it is the primary activities of economic development of any countries. And you will not believe that half of the total population of this world are still dependent on agriculture, and 65% of Indian communities, they are also dependent on agriculture. There are some factors which influence the agriculture. The factors are like a number of geographical, cultural and economic factors are jointly responsible for the growth and the development of agriculture in any part of the world. So these three factors are required when they three are jointly responsible. That means they are being reacted with each other for the growth of agriculture, like geographical, cultural and economic. These are the three factors which are required to grow and develop the agriculture in any part of this world. And these three are dependent largely on the environmental condition. The activities of agricultural involves the plowing of land, sowing of seeds, irrigating the fields at an appropriate time. Besides harvesting the crops, the methods of farming have undergone several changes with the growth of development of science and technology. The activities, that means how when we grow something in a farmland, like we grow up wheat. When we grow the wheat, what we need? First, we have to plow the land. Then, we have to sow the seeds. Third stage is we need irrigation to irrigation the field at an appropriate time. The watering should be given in an appropriate time. The methods of farming has now changed day by day as we are developing, science is developing, technology is developing, and the method of doing the agriculture is also changing day by day as because of the changes in the science and technology. The geographical factor. Now what is geographical factor? The geographical factor helpful in agriculture are suitable land, mostly level is preferred, fertile soil and proper climatic condition. The geographical factors means the land should be helpful in agriculture. That means it should be plain, it should be fertile, and the climatic condition must be suitable for the crops which you are growing. Like when you are growing the paddy, rice, it needs lots of water. So the area like Kerala, or you can say the West Bengal, there are abundant of water there. Because the paddy needs a lots of water, it grows only with the water. So a lots of water is there. That means the climatic condition, the atmosphere, the land, leveling of the land is suitable in West Bengal and Kerala for rice. Or you can say that coconut. The soil, the land, the weather condition which required are mostly found in West Bengal, are mostly found in Kerala, are mostly found in Maharashtra, a seaside area. These are the climatic conditions. Then the economic factors. The economic factors include the availability of enough and cheap workers. When your crop is ripe, it needs an harvesting, so you need a worker, a labor. So the worker should be cheap and availability should be enough. And a transport facilities should be nearer to your farmland, and all the inputs like seeds, fertilizers, machineries which needs to grow a crops, it should be easily available. Now types of agriculture. The environmental conditions suitable for agricultural activities vary not only from region to region but also from time to time. So what the condition is required for the agriculture? It means their environmental condition should be suitable for your agriculture, and it is differ from region to region and also time to time. As region you can say the soil in Maharashtra, a black soil is there, and this soil is more suitable for your cotton, for the growth of cotton, and also some part is also used for sugarcane. The soil of Punjab, Haryana, they are suitable for wheat, as well as the proper climatic condition which a wheat required is only available in those parts. So what we need an environmental condition which suits the agriculture of that region. The activity of farming also varies greatly from region to region, as it is largely dependent upon the level of technology development and needs of people. On the basis of the geographical environment, labor, level of technology and demand of produce, farming can be broadly classified into three types. So according to the geographical environment, like labor, level of technology and the demand, what is the demand of that production, we have divided the farming into in subsistence farming and commercial farming. So the two types of agriculture are subsistence farming and commercial farming. Now what is subsistence farming? In subsistence farming, all the products are to be consumed by the farmers and no product can be reached to the commercial market. The main features of the subsistence farming are small land holdings, high population pressure, crops according to the farmer's needs, domesticated animals, etc. The main crops are rice, wheat, maize, and millets and pulses. So, the subsistence farming means in this farming, the farmer used to grow all products, all the crops for himself only or for his family only. They don't sell any of their products in the market. In the subsistence farming, their main features are they have a small land, population is very high, they also work or they also domesticated animals. Their main crops are rice, wheat, maize, millets, and pulses. Subsistence farmings can be further classified into three parts. First is intensive subsistence, second is shifting cultivation, and third is nomadic herdings. Now, what is intensive farming? It involves the cultivation of a small land, which helps of primitive and simple tools. The work of the farm is done mostly by the human workers in the some hot and humid regions. The farmers are in the position to raise more than one crop from the same field in 1 year. Rice is the main crops due to the different environmental condition. Even wheat, maize, pulses, and oil seeds are also grown. It is mostly practiced in the thickly populated area, especially in the monsoon region of Asia. So the intensive farming, it is cultivated in a small area without any new tools or new implements. All the tools are simple and it's a primitive or old type of tools are used. Most of the works are done by the human. No machineries are used in this intensive farming. The main crop is rice, and some of the area like the monsoon region of Asia, they can grow more than one crop in 1 year. Now, extensive farming. This is extensive farming, a huge land where the man is working on machine. So, extensive farming is mainly practiced in those areas where the density of population is low and abundant land is available. Normally, the farmers produce one or two commercial crops. The size of the farm is large and machines are used. The various farming activities. The total production is large, but the yield per hectare is low. There is a large surplus production for sale in the market. It needs heavy machineries, heavy investment in land, and storage facilities. Main crops are wheat, maize, and sugarcane. So, in the intensive farming, it's a huge land where the density of population is less and land is very big. And the farmers basically works with the machine. And new technologies are used there. They used to grow 2 or 3 commercial crops to sell in the market. The main crops are wheat, maize, and sugarcane. They also need some storage facilities because it is so big, the land is so big that when you grow a crops like wheat, thousands of sacks are there. Sugarcane, these all needs a huge place to stock. So stocking facilities also be good. Now shifting farming. It is mostly practiced by the primitive people who leads a migratory life. It involves the rotation of fields rather than the rotation of crops. It is popular in the forest of the Amazon basin, tropical Africa, part of South Asia and the northeastern India. Shifting, this farming is practiced from your primitive time, from the old time, from the ancient time they are using. It means that to rotate the field. For few years the farmer used to cultivate in a land. The land basically mixed with the ashes. After clearing and cutting and burning the trees of that land, they used to cultivate there for 3 to 4 years. After that it becomes unfertile, then to again move to another land. Again they used to go there, they cut the trees from that area, from that land, they burn them and again mix the ash over there and start cultivating in a new land. They have left that old land behind them. Basically in the forest of Amazon, tropical Africa, part of Southeast Asia and the northeastern India, they practice this shifting farming. Maize, potatoes, yams and cassava are the main crop of this cultivation. Now what is commercial farm? Commercial farming encourage production of those crops which be easily sold. So commercial farming are the farmings which can be easily sold in the market, and they are only grow to sold in the market, like cotton, jute, pulses, sugarcane, spices, etc. It is mainly practiced in the region of sparse population. The labor should be easily available. Scientific methods and machines are used for the increased production. So in the commercial production, scientific methods and machines are used. The main type of commercial farmings are commercial grain farming, mixed farming and plantation. So that's all for today's session. Once again we will start this session with plantation farming. Till then, read this chapter, understand this video, and soon we will meet once again in our next session. Till then, read this lesson very carefully.